see me by any chance?
I can see your screen, but I can't see you.
Okay. How
Okay,
about
now I can see you.
okay, now oh, there you go, huh? Okay, great, great. And so we are recording and you're let's start off by just asking about you. How are you, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Okay, why don't you give me your name?
Davonna French?
Okay, Davonna French, and we are officially meeting each other today in well in person or through Zoom, but we belong to an investment group. And the reason I wanted you to come on today is because Boeing has had some issues with a plane crash in Ethiopia. And I'm not sure if Boeing is one of the companies that you invest in.
It is.
Okay, great. So you know that when there is a problem with a company that is a good company, first of all, our heart goes out to all the people that lost lives in this plane crash. Um, on the other hand, a situation like this is in the stock market. It allows us to predict certain movements in the stock. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about Boeing, your experience with it, and let's go from there.
Well, this is not the first time that Boeing has had a tragedy like this. A couple of months back, they had another plane crash, and I think it was the 737. Also, I think that one was the 737. So, but that one was not as big in the news as this one, as this crash had made it to the news to the point where that there are no 737s that are flying right now. No, they're all grounded. So when that happened, the stock price had went down, but then the stock price had went back up again. It had rebounded. So by Boeing being around for years and being a good company, I knew that was going to happen, just like it's going to do that again this time as well. It's just that as of right now, because of what's going on, Boeing has to figure out how to fix this. And once they do fix it, then you're going to start to see whatever they come up with. You're going to start to see that stock price go back up again.
Right, and these are in the face of these type of experiences, or in this case, it's a very serious tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chipotle Mexican Grill had a situation a few years back with E.
Mm-hmm.
coli, people getting ill, and
Right.
so we are educated or trained to obtain a circle of 20 companies. And is Boeing part of your circle of 20?
Yes, it is. And I'm sitting there like, come on, Boeing. Come on with whatever your resolution is of what you're going to do to rebound, so you can go back, so you can go back up again
Yes.
and participate with the rest of my circle of 20. But it's not hurting my circle of 20 per se. I mean, it would be nice if it's not doing what it's doing right now as far as the stock price is falling. But my circle of 20 as of right now, I'm still getting 5%, back
Okay.
off my circle of 20 right now. So even though Boeing is down right now, it has not significantly affected my whole circle of 20. That's just one out of my circle of 20.
Right.
The reason being is because we are taught to pick companies with good management.
Right.
So it doesn't matter, if you got about 5 stocks over here that's not cooperating, you got your other 15 that's offsetting those 5 stocks. So that is just one of the things that we teach.
Absolutely, absolutely. And could you go into the mechanism, because it is when a situation like this happens in the media or in the
Mm-hmm.
news, we can predict that there's going to be a fall in the stock price.
Right.
Could you explain how one might take advantage of a situation where a situation has occurred with a company that is a good company, and you're able to use the knowledge that you have about the stock market to benefit from a fall in stock prices when you're very sure that the stock price is going to be impacted in a way where the share price is going to fall. What would be a strategy
The
to
strategy would be at that time is to buy. I know people always hear, buy low, sell high, but that's a prime example of when the share price drops like that, but it's a good company that it's going to rebound and come back around. That's a good time for you to buy your stocks at that point.
absolutely
Because once it starts to rise back up, you're going to start to see how your investment works.
right? And so basically, we're actually living in a situation when something happens and we know it's going to impact the share price of the stock and cause it to fall. It will begin to approach or even go further than what is called the 52-week low.
Exactly.
And so, in the game of investing, we always like to buy knowing that it's going to go up. And when you have a good company that has fallen on some sort of difficult situation, we know that the price is going to, it's classic that that price is going to decrease. And at some point, it bottoms out, and then the price will resume its normal price point.
Right.
In that case, so right now we're waiting for Boeing to reach the bottom, and that will occur when the Boeing management and leadership comes up with a solution for what has happened, and go ahead and rectify it. And that will, once that is in place, the stock price will begin to rise. How can you describe to us how you would take advantage of that particular knowledge?
Well, at that point, I mean, like I said before, I mean, I would just buy as much as you can of the stock that you can afford,
Okay.
because it's going to go back up. So Boeing is one of those ones where they have their hands in different businesses, different pots within their business. So that part of Boeing, as far as that the new plane that they have grounded, that's just one sector of what they do. So even though the share price is going down, the other sectors of what they do, it's still making their business still be afloat, still become steady. So
Absolutely.
that's why I said I'm not really worried about it. There's also other metrics too that you have to look at when you're choosing companies, like like revenue, debt, and things like that. So if all of those are still good, even though that this tragedy has happened, you know that you have a good company on your hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the more advanced techniques, which is in the derivatives market, is when we know a share price of a stock is going to fall, we can leverage. We can do a bet. We can place a bet within the stock market that that price is going to go down in the form of an option called a put option.
Mhm.
And once the share price bottoms out, because once the company Boeing gets on top and figures out exactly what happened and how they can prevent this from happening again, the share price will start to rise. And when that share price starts to rise, you can place a bet in the stock market saying that that price is going to rise with an option called a call option. And
Right.
so I like to think of a put option as, if you remember Rodney Dangerfield, he's probably before your time, but he's the king of the put downs. So a put is anticipating or betting that that share price is going to go down. Whereas a call option, back in those days, we don't really say that because when we call on cell phones today, but back in those days, I'm going to call him up, call up. So a call option is placing a bet in the stock market that the price of a share of stock is going to go up. Now, while I have you here, I wanted to ask you've done studying, you've got your circle of 20, and to tell you the honest truth, I am still working on my circle of 20. That's our little
That's
secret.
okay. As long as you're working at it,
Yes.
to get there, that is okay. Not everybody can get their circle of 20 that quick. I don't only just have a circle of 20, I have a circle of 64.
Whoa. Wow.
So, it's not, it's at your own pace. This is what the abacus is all about. As long as you got the knowledge and you are working towards it, what more can, we ask for?
Well, let me ask you this. You have a circle of 64 stocks that you keep your eye on. Is your background, or do you have any specialized training or experience in the stock market apart from the abacus?
The only experience I have is annuities. I used to work for Nationwide in their annuities department.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of it, but not the right range of knowledge of what the abacus has taught me.
And how long have you been affiliated with the abacus? When did you get started? And how long did it take you to begin to purchase stocks and feel comfortable understanding exactly what was going on?
At the end of 2017, back in, I think that was October, November, that's when Bitcoin was starting to blow up. That's when Bitcoin was approaching, I think, didn't it get to like 20,000 or something like that?
Absolutely.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, all of this about Bitcoin, how do I get in to learn this? Because I'm not just going to go in and just purchase this and I don't understand what I am doing. So I had a good friend, he's in the abacus, and me and him, we went to high school together. And he would, on his page every day, just telling us, just saying these things about the abacus. I'm like, what is the abacus? And what are you talking about? So I finally got a hold of him, and he finally told me, what the abacus is and everything, and that what the abacus offers. So I got in, and I kind of like did it backwards. So I learned crypto first before I learned the stocks. Yeah, I learned crypto first. Then I watched all the videos for all the stocks. And then from that, I went into options.
Wow.
So I had to kind of like, at the same time I'm doing all of this, I'm also planning a wedding as well.
Oh my goodness.
So
wait a minute, Davonna. Wait, we've got to give you a round of applause for that. Because so many women want to have an excuse about their financial well-being. I'm too busy. Now, if you can plan a wedding. Now, also, I believe you're a registered nurse. Am I correct?
Yes.
So do you work full-time or part-time? And so
I work full-time also.
Wow. So you were planning a wedding. You were learning about investing. You were working full-time. And so ladies that are listening, I want you to know that we can be busy in a way that doesn't benefit us, and we can be busy in a way that really is meaningful for today and for our economic and financial well-being in the future. So well, that's amazing. So you come from a patient care background and you had to study some science and there you are making money in the stock market. That is absolutely amazing.
That's correct. Yeah, now that I'm out here teaching other people and also turning this into a business, I just feel like I'm starting to see that people have to be in that place to want to change their situation.
Yeah.
I have people who is like, I'm tired of going to work. I'm tired of making it the same amount. I'm tired of struggling. I can't make ends meet. I got kids that are teenagers. They